The Coastal freaking Cobras. A franchise that thrives off of energy yet stumbles when the chips are down. They embody chaos, but they can be more silent than a rat at times. They are a very self contradictory team. It seems like they start out as one of the hottest teams in MLW, one of the best teams every single season, and then they slowly run out of gas or crash and burn entirely by the time August with football rolls around. Now, you can call me absolutely crazy, like to the point where I need to go get my head checked, but if there is any year these guys are going to get it done, it will be sooner rather than later. Today, guys, I asked the question, is this the year for the Coastal Cobras to finally go ahead and get it all done? On paper, not much has really changed for this team whatsoever. The electric two-way captain in Drew Davis is obviously back, with his passionate buzzing sidekick in Andy Durand. Alongside those two, now fourth-year player Sean Flynn returns with the consistent contact bat. Year one letdown Brendan Baranowski rejoins the team, an underrated Gus who sees no playing time on the field is back, and the boys drafted a young yet promising pitcher who's got a limited arsenal in Sawyer Bean. This is how I would have described a high ceiling, low floor, and seemingly flawed Cobras team to you at the beginning of the season. Key word, the beginning of the season. So let's fast forward all the way to September 2022. The Cobras are proving us all wrong, as after taking two losses against the Midwest Mallards, the boys are 8-2 and have been rolling into an already guaranteed playoff spot in the American League, and nothing has exactly gone the way we expected it to with this team. Pitching responsibilities have flipped, former starters are being moved to the bench, and there is serious depth for every position across the roster. This is coming from a Metro Magic fan who seemingly despises the Cobras and has historically laughed at each and every one of their failures. From my Collapse of the Coastal Cobras article posted on Reddit in August 2020 to Drew Combusted Again, which was in October 2020, I've expressed my partial dislike for the Cobras.
Drew combusted again.
If we're going to seriously talk about the team's successes, we have to begin with Brendan Baranowski. The guy has played himself into the all-star position this season after we initially thought he was almost bust material for a number one overall pick, and believing that he would be only a good number three option behind Drew Davis and Sawyer Bean. Instead, Baranowski jumped up and roasted the occasion, immediately taking the number one spot on the mound, and he has not looked back. Through four series, the man has a .77 ERA, 7-0 record, 66 strikeouts, and a 1.39 whip. The guy is playing up to par with Ryan Cratch and Dallas Allen this season, the former who is having an MVP campaign of his own, and the latter not allowing a run until the 10th game of the regular season. Brendan now finds himself in serious conversation, if not the front runner position, for the Cy Young Award. Right behind him, an unpredictable Arsenal has been progressively improving, and the potential from a high pick is starting to show in Sawyer Bean on the mound. Although Bean possessed a disgusting drop ball to start the year, he lacked other options and he struggled in a 6-1 loss against the Midwest Mallards. Since then, he has taken the Metro Magic to 5 innings, and he also put up a competitive fight against an always dangerous Western Wildcats offense. With stats of 1-3 on the mound alongside a 3.15 ERA, 30 punchouts, and 2.33 whip, the young gun's improvement on the mound has solidified him the number two role and somehow allows the franchise ace historically, Drew Davis, to sit out and not need to worry about further injuring himself or costing his team games on the mound. The duo of Brendan Baranowski and Sawyer Bean have been leading the charge on the mound for the Cobras and most certainly have been a top three pitching tandem in MLW throughout this season. Offensively, this team seems to have everything: speed, contact, power, depth, the simple ingredients needed for success in a batting lineup in the modern day MLW wiffle ball. Even when one man is struggling, it seems as if there is someone right there to pick up the pieces and help out whenever the time actually comes. First off, Drew Davis may have stepped away from the pitching, but offensively, the man is firing on all cylinders. His timely hits, along with the clutch home run here and there, have given his pitchers the appropriate cushion needed to go ahead and win wiffle ball games. Stats like 3 home runs, 10 RBI, and a .835 OPS appears to be just above average, but Drew is doing exactly what he should be doing on the wiffle ball field, performing at his peak on either side of the ball he's playing to help his team win ball games. Right there with him, his guys Andy Durand and Sean Flynn are usually rounding out the order and either getting on base or clutching up and making things easier for Davis. Sean Flynn is doing typical Flynn things, which is as simple as either getting consistent hits or forcing the walk from the opposing pitcher. He currently has a 256 average, however, his OPS remains high, being a consistent on-base machine with a .861, cementing his spot in the lineup for the greater part of games this season. Both Durant and Flynn each have their own individual walk-off home runs this season, and they're proving to be essential within a lineup or a dugout. And I say or a dugout because, to put it lightly, Durant has not been performing at his best this season. Even if he's not on the field at times, he is clearly proving to be huge for the team's overall morale, and he's playing a key role on the team. Keep the energy up, which is how the Coastal Cobras thrive and play at their best. In his place, Sawyer Bean has started picking up at bats, and he's been able to perform similarly to Flynn as he finds ways to get on base and then makes plays on the base paths. That is, however, until the Pacific Predators series when Bean broke out and hit 3 home runs in that series alone as the Cobras took the AL lead. Bean has pretty much earned himself a permanent spot in the lineup, yet adding another fearsome bat to this team, with numbers offensively of 310 for an average, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs, and the 931 OPS. Finally, there's the man that we know as Gus, who may be the 6th option on this team right now, but he has shown his fair share of bright moments and potential everywhere on the field. Pitching as well as hitting, Gus can perform at a respectable level with more time and reps, and he can become another solid option to an already deep Cobras lineup. I don't think there is a more complete wiffle ball team this season than these guys. Seriously, look at it all. Baranowski is performing at a top level with his pitching, beyond all-star caliber, and behind him, he's got Sawyer Bean to get the job done for the games that he legally cannot pitch in. Offensively, explosive personalities in Drew Davis and Andy Durant are both known power hitters when they are on their game. You can't stop them. Sawyer Bean is emerging into one of those explosive personality electric power hitters, and Sean Flynn has to be one of the most consistent hit for average players in the league. You'll find him at the top of the league leaders for batting average practically every single season. And Gus, who does not love the most likable and friendly personality in the league? Serious question. These guys have almost every single weapon that a good wiffle ball team needs. Now it's up to the boys to go ahead and perform like the star wiffle ball players that I am describing them as. Let's make one thing clear. I'm not jinxing a thing here. The games have already been played. Let's make that clear. I'm recording this on September 16th. The games have definitely been completed 2 weeks ago, my bad, and they will be uploaded 2 months from now because you know what? We got to space out the uploads. On that note, only time will tell if these guys can get it done. But this is the best shot the franchise has had since they put that run together in 2017 with that fresh talent they brought in. It's time for some Cobra Chaos to finally shake up the MLW postseason and make it even more electrifying than we have ever seen it. With that being said, guys, I want to thank you all very much for watching this video. I will see you guys all next time. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. Peace out.